All right, everybody. Apparently, I'm not done for the night um, because of the satellites being um, over here where California is. The raw from Egypt can be spotted more often certain days of the day and night. But think night or day, and you'll see them. Think about night and day. Have yours think night and day. You'll be able to see them. 30 something feet tall from the fucking ground. And the reason why this is becoming new stuff that I'm talking about is because Ballsack Man is nothing but Gaul. He worships Gaul, and Gaul's father is Rod. I think they call him Rod. He hits you with the rod. So um, Ballsack Man is really uh, Ballsack guy. Ballsack guy. But the reason why Ballsack guy thought he was a Ballsack man, he was a man. He thought he was a man, was because he killed everyone in the room. Because he literally he tried to do the unthinkable and think for you. And everyone was saying, well, they're not around, and he just acted like it was no big deal because he came from a goddamn fucking fancy fucking restaurant home type thing. And he's a Findom Vendetto. That's what the fuck he became when he started giving so much head, sucking balls. There's just balls everywhere. Like, no, you're just ballsy. You're just ballsy. So suck these balls until we're satisfied. So ball sack guy thought he was all that because he thought he was fly, but really he had a bunch of fucking guy juice inside his life. A ball sack, ball sack guy. So, um, most of the time when someone kills everyone, it's like the team. It's because they infused their thoughts infused like all the freaking ball sacks and blowjobs he was giving. He infused literally with the fucking stink. It raped him out of his own domain, his own character. So ball sack guy worships Gaul, and Gaul's father is Rod, and that goes to the Egyptians. So find out who the fuck is, because birds, Gaul, Raw, Rod, so it kind of makes sense when you hear a bird call. um, they all got brought back and they all got uh, erased and hypnotized. Because the best way to fight these motherfuckers who are fighting with telepathy is to think what you're thinking, because they use your own thought frame to find you, to attack you, to get you. So when they're using it, it's a psychic attack. So when you put the intention on having a Gaul impaled everywhere around his body until he's dead, it's gonna happen. Okay, so Gaul and Rod and Gaul, the way you have them killed is freaking think about it. 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 Look at it. Think about it. Especially from the satellites. Look at the freaking all the things that will happen. You're like, yeah, they start thinking about it in their heads, and you know what? They freaking get possessed by those who they failed, and they're trying to make money, saying, no, I have Gaul right here. I have Gaul and his father's Rod. His father's Rod, and it's probably a fucking descendant from Ra. So Ra probably has a kid named Rod, and Rod had a son named Gaul. So it's all from the bird arachnid species, most likely, where freaking ballsack guy thought he was a man, and he probably just had them saying, "Oh, you're ballsack, man, aren't you? You're ballsack." They probably started all this fucking bullshit. So, um, and he looks like a typical nipplehead. He looks like he was just, cut straight off a fucking a fucking C class nipple. He looks like a C class nipple type of guy. Not even freaking prestige. He doesn't look prestige at all. And if he does, he's probably using someone's body like mine. So um raw, raw, rod, gall, and then yeah, and then it just freaking transitions to like, well, not transition. So Gaul, who's Gaul's son? Hall. I think Holler. So basically, Raw, Rod, Gall, and Holler are all just a fucking more degenerated example of Thuggy. A more degenerated example of Thuggy. So Thuggy has been using satellites to kill around the city, and they see what they be able to know, what they be able to see. So Thuggy is the only reason why they feel badass is because they're the main ones that use the satellites to kill people on the streets. They kill them on the streets, or they kill them on the freaking road, or they kill them on the freaking bay. They kill them. They kill them all around. So um, wherever someone's shot dead by the fucking satellites, it's a city. It's a city that kept shrinking or kept going underground. So wherever the Thuggy are shooting and killing, it's because it's a city's domain that hasn't went out of state from the underground. So so basically, I have a time right here on my phone where it has light, a hand with the slash. All these have well, this one has the light with the slash, hand with the slash, and there's this time right here that's 9:16, and this hasn't changed at all. And then I have the mic right here. I'm not going to touch that. I'm going to wait to see what that means next one, because I don't want this to cut off potentially. But holler. So holler is probably the ones that kept fucking making things smaller and smaller to make a fourth wall potentially, because holler and fourth wall just seems to click with me. It just seems to click with me. So holler, holster, holler. So holster, holler, like anything that really rhymes or whatever, it's not making sense anymore. So they became their own freaking in tuned. So they're in tuned right now. So I don't know if you've seen that video of someone hitting a goddamn fucking sides, and some person just opening their fucking eyes like from all this dirt around. So they're probably encased right now, probably praying to whatever gods that are left that they don't get spotted by anybody, by the satellites that can see through the walls, because of the hoping to God that they don't recognize the satellite that has a piece missing. And it's almost as if, like, how many copies of this planet have you fucking made? You know what I'm saying? So it's not really missing, but it's bent. So it's really what really has a satellite that has something missing is the fucking oinky oinkies. It's not the same as the one that got hit, or the one that ran into something, or someone bent it, or whatever. Say, no, you're not going to have a perfect image, because if you have a perfect image, you know everything that's going to happen to the program. So the fatheads probably thought that the United States lost everything, or they got into some kind of cataclysm, or post-apocalyptic war or something like that. They probably tricked the fucking fatheads, because as soon as they got it, they left. They just kept going. And they're like, we're the god, what's technology? We're not going to remember. We use this to remember because we're a robot stream being possessed by goddamn motherfucking mutants. So, the fathead race has screwed over the fucking white race, but more than ever, the mutants don't want to admit that they're their own thing, and if they fuck up, they're gonna bring the big arachnids to kill them off. So they're just one small example of all around of where the mutants are at and where the mutants are hiding. So if anything, the mutants probably made a road of the freaking Egypt on the ground, so they could have an imprint of Egypt and go back in time and have everything copied, everything ready to freaking get a hold of fucking Ballsack guy. Because Ballsack guy's working with fucking Gall. Working with Gall, working with Rod, working with Raw. Okay? So it's like a bibbity bobbity boo, but it's just so fucking obvious. Like, what do you mean? Like, you don't go anywhere else, Raw. You don't know that Dragon Ball Z is beating you to all the shit that you're doing, because you don't stay up to date with everything that's lingual conversation or lingual body language or what the hell ever, Raw. And now these become Law. So the last fucking remnants, you look at Law's face, he kind of looks like a fucking mushed up bird, man. You look at it, you're like, dude, the intuition's saying he's part of Raw. So the last remnants of fucking Raw is probably martial law. Is probably law or martial law. Okay, so being the law, most of the time there's four walls in the room. So freaking Hall or whatever, all these names, Holler is probably the fourth wall, and he probably has Law, but Law fucking evolved and became martial law, saying, "Oh, thank God he became martial law, so now we could freaking promote Raw to bring in fucking Rod, bring in Gall, bring in Hall, to bring in Law, and then martial law became freaking Law became martial law." So the mutants most likely are using all this shit, probably making micro worlds um of the thuggies what they consider a fucking a, a place to just kill randomly everywhere as a playground. All right, so I'm gonna leave it at that, and well, you're gonna go down, all of you that are full of gall.